So I took my shahada. I took my shahada that night. And after I took my shahada, after I said the words, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad abduhu wa rasulullah, he told me, go take a bath. That was my whistle. Go take a bath. So I did exactly that. Or a shower, rather. I did exactly that. After I said my shahada, I went and I took my shower and I felt great. I felt great. It was, my soul felt at ease. I was happy. You know, I could worship God the way that He intended us to worship Him and the way He deserved to be worshiped. I learned to pray. You know, I had the little book. It took me a bit. And praying was, long. But, alhamdulillah, I still have that book actually. To this day, I still have that book in my library. Well, it's in boxes. It just moved. But I still have that book. I believe I still have that book. And I learned to pray with that book. And then not too long, I was working at a job, and not too long after I had taken my shahada, I started to wear hijab, maybe like a few months maybe, because I was still trying to, get used to the whole idea. Maybe it was a few months to a year. I was trying to get used to it and get used to the worship and, but I still felt, wonderful. I felt my soul was finally able to just, it was one of those breathe in and then, breathe out. It was wonderful. My soul, my insides didn't do one of these numbers. It didn't do one of those numbers anymore. So I felt good that I can still revere Jesus, alayhi wasalam, and Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasalam, and Moses and Job and Noah and all of the messengers and prophets that came before. I could revere them, but I didn't feel bad. I could revere them because I didn't worship them. I felt good because I didn't feel the need to worship them or praise them. I just revered them. I just, gave, ask Allah to give them peace. Ask God to give them peace. Allah, God, same thing. The God. Allah, the God. There's no God besides Him. He said it. He said it in the Old Testament, in the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other gods beside me, because He is the one and only God. And I knew that. And now I can worship. I pray 5 times a day. When I am just plain sad and upset, crying, I can prostrate before God and I can just give it all to Him. And it's just me and Him. When I'm happy, I prostrate before Him. And it's the way that it's supposed to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. And I am happy for it. Now, seriously, I wouldn't trade Islam for anything in the world. I really wouldn't. I can't go back to something that just made my insides just cringe and stroke up and all this. I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't, because it wasn't right. I can't go back to that. And I will never go back to that. You can offer me the moon in one hand, the sun in the other. You can offer me the stars. You can offer me all the money in the world. I still would not go back to the way it was. I would not leave Islam for anything. No. And I've got Allah. No. Well, I've got a way to just give it all to Him every time I bow and prostrate before Him. Why? No. So, if you're out there trying to figure out a way to set your soul at ease and praise and worship God the way He deserves to be worshipped and praised, I'm telling you, go to the nearest mosque and ask questions. Go to the nearest mosque and ask questions. Don't go in there with a chip on your shoulder. Just go. because your soul is crying out for something. You know when your soul is crying out for something. Mine had been crying for years since I was a kid, and opened up the Bible and read the very, the Genesis, and then, it was it for me. We're born with a soul that is commanded to worship God, with a desire to worship God. And my soul had been crying until I took my Shahada. So now, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur abduhu wa rasulullah. Alhamdulillah, 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 Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. I would not trade it for anything in the world. I'm happy. This is my deen. This is my way of life. Islam is a submission to God. I have submitted. My soul has submitted. When it's been wanting to submit for the longest time, I didn't know how to. I have submitted. It means peace. So Islam has given me peace. When I feel that my soul is at unrest, I just get my prayer rug out and pray. That's it. And give it to God. Give it to the God, the one and only. Yeah. So, and I know there's a lot of rambling, so please forgive me. But I hope you enjoyed this video. So, it's time to sign out now. I gotta go pray Asr. So, until the next video, next episode will be about my life in niqab. So stay tuned. In the meantime, give my video a thumbs up, subscribe, and be blessed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.